English.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Cho.
And I'm Cameron Word.
Okay, so Thursday has finally arrived.
Thursday.
Yes, and it's a good feeling because we talked about it earlier this week.
Yeah,
it's definitely not Tuesday.
Nope. It's not Tuesday. Thursday's kind of weird as well, but it's like, okay.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Almost there.
So let me ask you something, Cameron. Your biological age.
Yes.
Okay, that's one thing. But how do you feel? Like, what age do you feel? Like, how old do you feel right now?
How old do I feel right now? Like, before or after I drink coffee?
Okay.
No, I am 34.
Okay.
Right now, almost 35.
Right.
And I do feel about that.
Oh, do you?
I used to know. Until recently, I still felt I was in my 20s. But, you know, I recently fell and I broke my finger.
Yes.
And it took a long time to
heal. Right.
And then I was like, oh, okay, I'm old now.
Okay. I'm in my 30s.
I'm in my 30s.
I'm no longer in my 20s.
I'm in my mid-30s now. Yeah. I accept it.
Yeah.
What about you? Mentally, how old do you feel?
Oh, I do feel like 10 years younger. Mentally. Yeah. It's interesting because I see women around my age and I feel like, wow, it's like, that's not me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I think also, I have a youthfulness. Like I like things that I'm always kind of reading and listening and watching and doing what's going on these days, like the trend. So I do feel kind of young at heart, and I'm very good, as you know, about my health. So I feel maybe 10 is a little bit of an exaggeration, but definitely like about 5 or 6 years younger. Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
You're still very youthful.
Oh, thank you, Cameron. All right. So the reason why we're talking about age is because today's dialogue is about staying strong as we age. I feel 5 years younger.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Here are some expressions that we're going to cover. Come to grips with something. So come to, G-R-I-P-S, grips with something.
You are accepting reality, and it's usually not a good reality.
Ooh.
Something you don't want to accept, but you kind of have to.
You're forced to accept. One step ahead of someone.
You are faster than someone because you're more prepared than them.
Okay.
You've already planned ahead.
All right. Take care of someone or something.
If you take care of someone or something, you are helping them to do what the things like. For example, if they're sick, you are doing things to make them feel better. That is taking care of someone.
Very good. Let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue. You know what? I feel 5 years younger after only a month of adopting better health habits.
Once you come to grips with the fact that you can't ignore your health like we did when we were younger, it's easy.
Sadly, we can't live forever.
But we can stay one step ahead of Father Time a lot longer if we take care of ourselves.
Would you like to continue this conversation on the Riverside Trail with me?
Sure. I'll grab my jacket and a bottle of water.
Okay, our dialogue is on page 146. Alexa says, you know what? I feel 5 years younger after only a month of adopting better health habits. Okay. You know what? Oh my God, this is such a common pattern.
Yes.
Does it have any meaning?
It doesn't have a lot of meaning, but in the same way in Korean, you say 그거 알아? Like how you are going to say something, and you say, you know what?
You know what?
It's kind of like, it's often that you are excited to introduce a topic.
Right.
Excited to say something. Yeah.
Something that you discovered or you thought of.
You know how to annoy people?
Yeah.
So sometimes if I want to make my friends angry, you know what? You can say, no, I don't. Like you ask their question. You can do it in Korean as well. 그거 알아? 몰라.
나 몰라.
그거 알아? 몰라. That's a good way to make people very angry.
Now, the common answer, though, is when someone says, you know what? And then the other person says, what?
What?
Yeah, like, tell me. Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
So what she says is that she feels 5 years younger after just a month of adopting better health habits. If you adopt better habits, ADOPT, okay?
Yes.
What does this mean?
So adopt, we often think of in terms of adopting a child or adopting a dog,
yeah.
right? It means you're taking them into your home and you are going to take care of them as if they're your son or daughter or as if they are, now your dog.
Yeah.
But here, adopt a habit means to start doing a habit. Almost like this is what I do now. This is a part of my routine.
That's right. That's right. It's an interesting way of using this word with the word habits to adopt a habit, but it does work. And it's common.
And it's starting a habit that you
didn't have before.
Right, that you're choosing to do.
Right.
Sometimes, like bad habits, sometimes we don't choose to start the bad habit. We just kind of start doing them.
Yeah.
Adopt a habit feels like you are saying, I will do this. And now you start doing it.
Okay, very good. Terry says, once you come to grips with the fact that you can't ignore your health like we did when we were younger, it's easy. Okay, the first part is really long. Let's break it up. Once you come to grips with, and with is you ignored your health.
Yes.
Okay? You've been doing that. Once you come to grips with that.
Yes.
Okay, so what does that mean?
To come to grips with something means that you are acknowledging, you are recognizing and accepting a truth, a fact, a situation.
Right.
That's not good.
That's not good.
But you cannot change it. So you often see words like fact after this phrase. Come to grips with the fact.
That... Maybe you don't like this idea.
Yes.
Or that, like, I don't want to think about my health, but I have to.
Right.
These are the things that you come to grips with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to eat pizza every day, but at some point, you have to say, hey...
You're not 21.
I'm not 21.
No.
You're going to have to start eating some broccoli.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. So in this case, Alexa can no longer ignore her health.
Yes.
Okay? And Alexa says, sadly, we can't live forever. And Terry says...
But we can stay one step ahead of Father Time a lot longer if we take care of ourselves.
This is interesting. If you stay one step ahead of Father Time, what is Father? 아빠 시간?
You're right, yeah. So Father Time, it is the concept of time, but we often say it like Father Time. Like in the images that it's an old man and he controls time. So
he controls your destiny.
Right.
Yeah.
We have these kind of mythological characters, these myths, of Father Time and Mother Earth.
Mother Earth, yes.
For example.
Yes, that's right. Interesting, yeah,
and
right.
They're not exactly religious, but they are a part of kind of the myths, right?
Sure.
So here, the Father Time is, in this case, talking about the process of time making you old, right?
Yeah.
So if you're one step ahead of Father Time, you're kind of saying you can stay younger longer.
That's right. If you are always one step ahead of something, you are like basically have an advantage.
Right. You have
over
planned more than the other person.
Right.
So you often use this with like enemies or competitors, people you're talking with. If you're one step ahead of them, you always have a good reaction.
Yes.
You always have like a plan B or a plan C. That they can never get the best of you.
Right.
Because you've already thought of every possibility.
Yeah, and so if you say, he's always one step ahead of the game, usually that's also an expression that people say a lot, like in business, like he's always kind of like, beating out the competitors.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, if you take care of yourself, now we understand taking care of other people, but if you take care of yourself.
It is basically the same meaning. So if you take care of someone else, like if they're sick or if they're just a child, you're obviously doing things like feeding them, washing them,
Right.
doing things like that, right? When you take care of yourself, you are making sure that you are as healthy as possible.
Right.
So you're you're eating properly. You have the right hygiene. So you're like brushing your teeth,
Sleeping.
and doing all the things so you can live your healthiest life
That's
possible.
right. So taking care of yourself doesn't always mean that you're sick. It just means that you are just taking care of your overall health.
You're doing that 자기 관리, right?
Yes, that's right. Okay. Alexa says, would you like to continue this conversation on the Riverside Trail with me?
Terry responds with, sure, I'll grab my jacket and a bottle of water.
They're going for a little hike. All right, let's listen to that one more time. You know what? I feel 5 years younger after only a month of adopting better health habits.
Once you come to grips with the fact that you can't ignore your health like we did when we were younger, it's easy.
Sadly, we can't live forever.
But we can stay one step ahead of Father Time a lot longer if we take care of ourselves.
Would you like to continue this conversation on the Riverside Trail with me?
Sure, I'll grab my jacket and a bottle of water.
It is time for Power Note. Please join us on pages 148 and 49. If you come to grips with something, it means that you are kind of beginning to accept something that you don't want to accept.
Right.
Something difficult or something bad. Okay. Here's some examples. I think I've come to grips with the fact that I am not getting promoted.
Don't worry, it will happen when the time is right. So you thought you were getting a promotion, then someone else got it.
Right.
You're disappointed.
Yeah.
Maybe you're sad.
Right.
Or angry.
Yeah.
Coming to grips with it.
Okay.
You're saying, okay, I'm going to stop being sad. I'm going to stop being angry.
Right.
I'm just going to accept it.
Accept it. Jenny finally came to grips with the death of her pet hamster. Yeah. Like when something that you love or someone that you love dies, it's very hard to accept.
Yes.
You almost want to ignore it.
Right. You want to ignore it, or you
don't want to deal with it.
You don't want to deal with it. So you could either ignore it, or you could be too emotional about it. Of course, the death is a very emotional thing, but it's like you are so emotional because you don't want to believe it. You're angry. You haven't accepted it right. You have not moved on.
Right.
And, you may never completely move on, but coming to grips with it is that sense of like, okay, this is something I can't change.
Yeah.
And I can be sad, but I also need to move on with my life.
Right.
It's that sort of feeling.
Right. I mean, isn't it true that we all have something that we don't want to deal with because it's stressful or that it's just annoying?
Doing the dishes.
Okay.
No, actually, I do enjoy the dishes out of everything.
Here's a question, though. You just mentioned doing the dishes. Would you even use this expression? I've got to come to grips with the fact that I've got to do the dishes.
So the dishes itself does seem a little minor.
Yeah.
So it'd be difficult. But I would say that come to grips with the fact that no one is going to clean my house for me.
Yes.
In the sense of I have to be an adult.
Right.
And clean my own mess.
Right. Say, for example, it's not just the dishes, but it's your whole house.
Yeah.
It's like a pigsty every day.
Yes.
Well, you got to come to grips with the fact that you're an adult now.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. If you are one step ahead of someone, you are more prepared, more skilled than someone else.
Yes.
Okay. Have you caught the burglar yet?
Not yet. He always seems to be one step ahead of us. It's like that movie.
Yeah.
Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, yes.
With Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes.
And what's his face? Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. So Leonardo was a con man. He was always one step ahead.
Yeah. He always just barely got away from Tom Hanks's character.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard to beat Tina in chess because she's always one step ahead of me.
That's true. Yeah, the games like chess or checkers. Paduk, yeah. Go, I think is usually what we call it in English. But, if there's someone who's a lot better than you, they can see much further into the future. So any move that you try, they already have a plan. They're one step ahead of you.
I have a confession.
What?
I am one step behind.
When?
I am not that smart. I am never one step ahead.
No, don't say that.
No, but really, I am not the person to kind of think about what is going to happen next. I'm kind of in the moment most of the time.
That's why you're able to sleep at night.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You don't worry about the future.
It's so true, Cameron. It's so, because whatever I am dealt with, whatever bad things or good things, I'm like, oh my gosh, but then I don't go beyond that, I think.
You're like bamboo. You're strong, but you bend in the wind. And that's
I like that.
Yeah, it's great.
Look at you.
It's
Thank
a great
you
way to
so
live.
much.
Yeah.
Okay, you're one step ahead. All right. Take care of someone or something. Obviously, if you take care of someone other than yourself, you are caring for them, tending to them,
yes,
making sure they're okay. But in this case, you're taking care of yourself. Here's some other examples. Where will your mother go when she gets out of the hospital?
I'm going to take care of her until she can take care of herself.
Right. So when they're sick, when your parents are sick or your family member, they're sick, you take care of them. Take care of that cut before it gets infected.
Ooh.
So what does it mean here?
To take care of that cut, you're probably going to clean the cut.
Yeah.
You're going to maybe put some ointment on it, and then, put a bandage around it.
That's right. And when you tell someone, take care of that cut, it's kind of like, just don't leave it alone.
Yeah.
I think it could get infected. Do something.
So this take care of can be used to just mean solve the problem.
Yes. Right.
So the cut is a problem.
Yes.
And you want to do the things to solve that problem.
That's right. Which reminds me that when we use this in the office, could you take care of that situation?
Yeah.
Right.
Solve that problem. Solve that situation.
Yeah. And what do you see in the movie with the gangsters?
Oh, yeah. Take care of him. Take care of this person. Kind of means to
kill them.
Yeah, make them disappear.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. You know what is our power pattern? It's just like I'm excited to tell you something.
Yes.
Okay. You know what? Tom and Kathy are dating.
No way.
Yeah.
They're coworkers.
Yes.
You know what?
What?
I don't need to take medicine for diabetes anymore.
Well, congratulations to you.
I'm healed.
Yay. All right. The word adopt is our power vocab. So if you adopt something like a habit, it means that it becomes a habit.
Yes, you have decided to start doing that action every day.
Okay. Do check out the definition on page 150 and stop by Audio Ohakdang. And what do you do there?
You go there, you sign up, you pay a small monthly fee, and you get to see our beautiful, you hear our voices.
Yes.
Yes, you get to hear our voices.
Tashitiki. Yes, that's right. Okay. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and make sure to join us live at 6 p.m. on Evening Special. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.